What's up, guys? This is Vaughn the journalist back here live to give you guys another video. This time we're going to be talking about two things for the matter of the NBA draft, and that's going to be James Wiseman and pretty much the Hornets trying to move up for him to try secure the center from Memphis. And also we're going to be talking about the Warriors and T-Wolves possible movement in the draft. It's basically moving down from their picks from being number one and then being number two. They have been discussing with a lot of teams, trying to discuss to move down right now and try to obtain more picks, more assets, or even a better player. So we're gonna get into that just in a few moments or so. But before we even do that, leave a like and subscribe to the channel. On Vaughn the Journalist, we're gonna be putting out some more content for all the draft prospects coming up, and also the NBA draft, and also the free agency, which is coming up very soon, due to the fact that the pretty much the player association and the board of executives or board of owners basically agreed on the simple fact that the NBA is going to be playing back around December 22nd. So I cannot wait to give you all the news around the NBA, including some trade rumors as well, and also some things to come in the meantime. But before we even also get into that, we also have another video that I want you guys to also check out. My last video, the Tyrese Halliburton versus Killian Hayes, who is the better prospect, and I want you guys to check that out and make sure you show some love. Leave a like if you like it a lot, leave a comment as well, and let's get on to the video. So first things first, the Charlotte Hornets had the third pick overall in the draft and would like to select James Wiseman according to rumors, and would consider trading up for him. Now, I'm not sure if this is smokescreen, but I do have a lot of motion or a lot of articles to basically read up from and pretty much to put out just for information, and that's it. Again, if it's a rumor, I'm just putting it out there as a rumor and not something that is like totally factual of anything. But that is what the Charlotte Hornets want. Both the Minnesota and T-Wolves and the Golden State Warriors are also open in trading down the number 1 and number 2 pick respectively, so that way the Hornets can offer possibly the 32nd overall pick and their third pick to possibly move up in the draft and obtain a player just like James Wiseman. Cody Zeller is the only center on the Charlotte's roster signed for 2020 and 2021 as he entered his final year of his 4-year, $56 million deal. Now, if Wiseman is not available after the number 1 and number 2 pick, Anthony Edwards is considered a backup plan if Wiseman is not available in the Hornets. But I do highly doubt, in my opinion, I feel as though Anthony Edwards is going to go very early and very soon, and I don't think Ball is going to go that quickly just like that as well. The two teams drafting before the Hornets is the Minnesota Timberwolves at number 1 and Golden State at number 2. As I said, they're open in trading out of those spots. The Warriors are very rare in position, again, getting the number 2 pick due to the fact that their players has been injured, such as Steph Curry and Klay Thompson returning from injury, but yet still being in championship mode. The GM of the Charlotte Hornets and former Laker GM Mitch Kupchak said the lottery night the Warriors would make sense to consider trading out of the second pick. It will only make sense for them to trade out due to the fact that they already have championship aspirations and already have a team set to basically compete in the Western Conference and also compete for the title. Now, for the Hornets only have 2 centers from last season, which is Bismack Biyombo and Willie Hernangomez, with Cody Zeller, of course, that are free agents. The coach James Burrow said try to keep a rotation with 3 centers last year without establishing any one of them as a starter. So right now the Hornets really need somebody that can pretty much step up and become the true dominant center that they're looking for. Now, Wiseman has a slim resume, again, only 3 games after being pretty much suspended. He averaged about 19.7 points per game, 10.7 rebounds as well, and it's also, he has a 7'1" size wingspan, and athleticism is off the charts. He was the top prospect in 2019 college recruiting class, and it will address a lot of Charlotte's roster flaws, especially the center position. The Hornets, as I said, is the NBA's worst team last season in defensive rebound percentage, which Burrow identified as the hugest area of concern. And also another thing is rim protection, which Wiseman addresses all two of those problems. He averaged 3 blocks in those 3 games. Even though he only played 3 games, a lot of people said this man is going to be the #1 prospect, most likely coming out. Now, if the Hornets draft the 19-year-old Wiseman, they will have to be patient in his development. But again, it best runs the alternatives of having Zeller at the center and PJ Washington at the power forward, who played mostly center during his rookie season, which is kind of weird and unusual because he's more of a stretch four that can, rim protect in most of the cases. But now you will get a center to match up with him. Perhaps the Warriors' Wiseman interest is more like a smokescreen. That's why I said do not take this very harsh. Take it lightly with a grain of salt, because things could be a smokescreen here and there. And again, I don't believe the Hornets is going to go for that until they finally get to the draft point and say this is the guy that we want. And unless truly higher on Wiseman, the top prospect who's most likely to go and contribute early, Golden State will most likely serve to move down the slot and pick up extra assets as well. Charlotte could also leapfrog the Warriors entirely and trade up #1 for Wiseman. The Timberwolves are open to trading their top pick, and therefore most likely started somewhat of the rumors to get the Hornets to pretty much get that top pick. Now, of course, this is all predicated on the Hornets' interest of getting Wiseman being genuine. They could use an upgrade at center, but they're mostly looking for overall talent besides from position of need. So they're just trying to build up as much as possible, trying to get overall talent, but they believe Wiseman is the guy for the task. It does seem Wiseman's main names keep on getting stirred up in trade interest, as I said, and it might be doing something with his stock or pretty much his pre-draft workout or camp ability to play in the rumor game. So that's all I have to say about James Wiseman, but the Hornets are looking very incredibly at James Wiseman. Hopefully they trade up and get the guy. I don't know what potential trade that they might throw in. Maybe they throw in Nicholas Batum, try to get rid of his contract. He'll serve a great purpose for the Warriors. Maybe they get rid of Terry Rozier. Maybe they try to get rid of some players that's on their roster. You just got to see. The Hornets got a lot of young players that they can get rid of. I'm pretty sure they're going to try to keep on Bridges, and PJ Washington has corner pieces, and also Devontae Graham. So we'll see what they do from right here. Otherwise than that, let's move on now to the Minnesota Timberwolves and the Golden State Warriors potentially trading down. Now, the newest thing about this is the T-Wolves and Golden State Warriors potentially trading down, according to Adrian Wojnarowski of ESPN. Adrian Wojnarowski joined on a podcast with Ian Beagle, the Knicks beat writer, on, I believe, the New York podcast. I forgot the name of it specifically, but he was then talking to them and pretty much saying, I think both Minnesota and Golden State are looking and trying to find open deals to move these picks if they can find a deal that makes sense. He said, I do think it'll be less. I think Golden State, if they're going to move, is most likely in a high deal and where they're bringing in perhaps a high-level player that can help them win right now. I think they'll be fine with moving down in the draft. If there was a really good veteran player that they can acquire, I'm not sure that deal is there for them right now. If Adrian Wojnarowski's theory is correct, according to Ian Beagle and the beat writers from SNY, which is a New York-based story for the Knicks and everything, he believes the Knicks might not be looking at the Warriors' #2 pick because they don't believe they have a high-level player to pretty much get a trade. But overall, Wojnarowski is saying there isn't much expecting up front of trading for this year's draft, especially for the #1 and #2 pick. The only people or the only team that's interested in moving their pick or very predicated in moving their pick is the Golden State Warriors. Wojnarowski then says, I don't think there's an appetite for guys to move up to the #1 or #2. I think of the teams like Charlotte and Chicago, Detroit, New York, all those teams are the next grouping of teams. Maybe there's a spot or two to move up in a particular player. So there you have it, guys. That is the trade rumors that we have for today. But it is very interesting that all of these teams, especially #1, 2, and 3, are trying to move down or trying to trade up to possibly get one of the 3 selected players, which is going to be Anthony Edwards, it's going to be James Wiseman or LaMelo Ball right here for the top 3 picks. So it's very interesting what they're going to do. I believe the Golden State, in my opinion, I believe the Golden State Warriors is going to try to trade down and try to gain a really good asset from one of these teams. But I'm most likely, I feel as though they're going to try to look for something with a more veteran presence, just due to the fact they are trying to win now and trying to basically improve their team even better. And even having the idea of shopping off Wiggins to even improve their chances of getting a better piece later on. So that is it from right here for Von the Journalist. I do highly appreciate you guys. Again, here comes the plugs. I'm going to be basically plugging in my Twitch channel. Make sure to join my Twitch channel. Make sure to follow. It is Von the Gamer 1 on Twitch. I'll be streaming a lot of 2K games over there and also be playing a lot of single player games over there. So make sure to check it out. I'll also run, or not run, but basically commentate 2 leagues out there, which is the UBL and APL Pro Am League. So make sure to check that out if you're very interested in 2K content. As far as everything else, make sure to follow my Twitter at Tavon56 and also my Instagram, which is Von the Journalist. Make sure to follow that and make sure to leave a like and subscribe right here on the YouTube of Von the Journalist. It is a really good time for draft and basketball talk right now, as the NBA just finished. The Lakers win the championship. So I cannot wait until the free agency gets started. I cannot wait until the draft gets started, man. It's going to be a lot of news. Only 6 more days left, so let's get it going, guys. I do highly appreciate you guys. I'm out. Peace.